Hello, Oracles! Oh yeah, I'm wearing it again because when you get 3 green days in a row in a year like we've had this year, I'm totally going to be wearing a celebratory Hawaiian green shirt. So yes, 3 days in a row of green. We are still cheering the Fed's decision yesterday. Let's see if it continues into tomorrow. Normally on Friday, we have a little bit of a sell-off going into the weekend, so we may see that tomorrow. It's more about paying attention to if we do sell off, how much is it? We have run up quite a bit over the last few days. Looking at some of the stocks I've got, they're up like 40 and 50% in 3 days. That's a lot. So, really pay attention to that. Just, protect yourself. If you've got some stocks that you've been running really well with, maybe not a bad idea to put in some trailing stops. For me, I actually took a gamble and it worked out great. I got into MULN and I'd seen it on Twitter a little bit. Ted in the comments had thrown it out there a few times. So I bought a little bit, a little over $1, and then I just kind of bought more as it dipped down, and it took off. So I didn't risk a lot. It was a gamble play for me, so I don't like to gamble a lot. But I more than doubled my money. I sold half of it and made that much back with profits. Sold another 10 shares today, made some more profits. And so now I've still got 10 shares. It's not a lot of money, but my portfolio is not big. And any gains I can get this year, I am happy to get. So the way I had played it though is I usually do it in quarters. So if you're looking at stocks that have been running, you're not sure if you want to sell or not, the way I protect myself is I do it in quarters. So I'll put a quarter of it, if I go up, I'll put a trailing stop in for half of whatever my gains are to make that. Then another quarter I'll put in for a little bit higher of a stop. And then once I have made my money back, now I'm playing with the market's money. Now I give it a little longer leash. Different things, I have to factor out, like what do I think it's going to go to? And there were talks of it going to $10, talks of it hitting a gamma squeeze. So I'm like, I'm going to let it ride and see how it goes. And now that I'm playing with the market's money, I'm just going to see if it can go to $10. So I've got a note in there for myself. I've got an alert in for a $5 target. If we hit $5, I'm going to put in like a 20% trailing stop and then let it go. If it sells off, it sells off. I make more profits. If it doesn't and it runs, then I make even more. Either way, I've protected myself and made profits. And this is a great way to play a bunch of the stocks, especially right now. We're digging ourselves out of a deep hole. Lots of stocks are up. I've got Square is way up. Affirm is way up from the bottom. I've got SoFi that's way up from the bottom. NEO is pulling up. NEO yesterday morning was down to $13 and then it hit 19. So huge swings. And don't forget, it can go the other way. So that's why I like to protect myself in a bunch of these stocks. Obviously the big long-term stocks that I'm playing, like the Tesla, Apple, Nvidias, I'm not doing that. Those I'm playing long-term. These stocks that I'm talking about are the ones that are kind of short-term swings, looking for a quick profit, especially if you were lucky enough to catch the bottom and buy in on a few of these. Not a bad idea to protect yourself just to make sure that you lock in those gains, because you never know if something happens. We've had quite a few black swan events this year. So if we get another one, the stock market may fall again. So it's not a bad idea to protect yourself. And now, while we are protecting ourselves with any profits we have, looking down the road, I don't really see anything clearly out there that is going to be negative that could bring the market down. There's going to be some natural profit taking with the running up that we have had this week. But other than that, I don't think that we have anything other than, maybe next month's CPI data that could potentially cause a little bit of a sell-off. So we might see a little bit of a rally going on. This would be great. Obviously, a lot of tech stocks have been extremely beaten down. So there's still a lot of room left on that bone to make a little more profit. Some stocks are down 80 to 90%. And, if you go back 3, 4, 5 months, this is a lot of conversation that people had had, and Tesla was in that conversation of, previously, think back, 3, 4, 5 years ago, Tesla was one of those tech stocks. It was not profitable, and when the market had a massive pullback like this, it lost 80 to 90% of its value. And a lot of these other stocks that are out there in that same position just had that happen to them. So now we're starting to climb out of it, and there's a lot of room to grow. So even if they only come back 50% from what they fell, that's still 50% growth in a very short amount of time, which is significant. So take a look at some of the stocks that could still potentially be beat down right now, and maybe a good chance to buy in. The way I look at it is tomorrow, if we do get a sell-off, that could be a good time to come back in. Either that, if you don't buy in, I would say if you look at it late tomorrow as the day is closing, that could be a good buy-in point, or you can wait till Monday morning. I don't think over the weekend good news is going to come out that's going to cause the market to rally even more on Monday, versus there's a better chance that maybe something negative happens over the weekend to cause the market to fall. So if you're looking at a good opportunity to buy, maybe tomorrow afternoon, but probably Monday morning would be a better opportunity, because then you'll have the weekend's news factored into it. So even if it does open up green on Monday, at least it's a good start to the week. You can get in, and we may rally a little bit more next week. And now one stock that I just noticed, I own it and I didn't add to it because over the last 2 months, I've only been really adding to stocks that, I think are going to do well long term. There's a few of the short term plays that I threw a little bit more money into because I think that they're going to do, may have a little pop. But SUNL, Sunlight Financial, is one of the ones I didn't add to. I bought it back before everything crashed down. I had my first few shares over $10. Then I bought in around $5 to bring my dollar cost average down. And then it got all the way down to $2.50, but I'm like, it wasn't one of the ones that I wanted to add to. But after it hit $2.50, it's been climbing up steadily since then, and we're now over $5. So we're up over 100% from its low, and it's just been like quietly creeping up. So I haven't even paid attention to it. So I've got to dig a little bit deeper into Sunlight Financial. If you have SUNL, let me know in the comments below if you've got any information on it or if you're bought into it. I heard great things about it before the market came down, so I'm still okay with it. I just want to know more information before I make a decision as to whether I'm going to sell when I go profitable on it or if I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. Let me know in the comments below, are there any stocks that you have that have just been beaten down, you didn't have a chance to get out of them before everything pulled back, and maybe you're adding to it and looking to see if it's going to grow out of this? I know I've got a few. I've got SLI, I've got Nano Dimension, I've got BNGO, BODY, a whole bunch of these plays that were the high growth, not profitable companies yet. So let me know if you've got any yourself in the comments, and let me know what your strategy is going to be for them. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.